Internet crew, my name is Multiplier, and today we're looking at Loopcloud 2.0, 2.0, say it how you like. Let's make a thing. Now, the super cool thing about this is you can basically preview anything from Loopmasters in your project with processing before committing to buy it. So for example, I could take an idea here. I could get the Loopcloud plugin. Beep, 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 look at that. I typed it wrong already. Click, click, drag it out. Just like that. Bingo, banga, bongo. Oh, check this out as well. Oh, free, by the way. Loopcloud is free. But then connected to Ableton. So it's all automatically connected. That's fantastic. Go to store. Then I could grab an echo, one of my favorite presets, new to Ableton Live 10. So it's called Gated Splash. Where's it gone? You're a Gated Splash. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, I've lost it. I've completely lost. Okay, it's over here. Gated Splash. So you see, you just kind of drag it. So you can probably imagine what's going to happen. Loopcloud's going to play it through the plugin automatically, and then it's going to go through this. And I want it 100% wet. It's just a thing I like. That's what she said. Oh, and then you can also do things like add sidechain compression, because of course you sidechain compress basically everything, and oftentimes it's critical to what you're doing. And so you can actually preview the sounds with the sidechain compression. I think that's super cool. So I can copy these. This is just from a thing I started a while back. Copy and paste that on. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Maybe make that smaller, maybe make that bigger. Now I can preview sounds, picking one I like, and it will play through here in my project, which is fantastic. So I could go to, say, Loopcloud, choosing, say, instruments, marimbas are fun. Marimbas are, words are difficult. Marimbas are fun. Click, genres, and let's just narrow it down. House, that should be, oh, also, so when you, I should have mentioned this. So when you preview it, it plays in sync, time stretched to your project. So my BPM on the project is 88, which is very, very slow, but that's okay. And then, so but even though the BPM of the loops are different, it will play or time stretch it and play it in sync, also in time. So if you sort of click it, as it's playing through, it sort of starts at the right position. Really cool stuff. Also, when you're previewing, you will hear a bit of background noise, as it will say down here. That's for obvious reasons, but of course, when you purchase it, when you decide it's the one you want, using the credits here, so no subscription, well, words are difficult, no subscription needed. You just basically buy some credits, use them when you like. When you then purchase it, you get the full quality version, but you can still get a feeling for it with the background noise naturally. So marimba as a fun instrument, house, and then loops. You can just click loops if you want to focus on, say, loops. Give it a sec, and then you can just sort of click around. Maybe, I mean, I actually know I like this one. See, low quality watermark preview. Anyway, then if I just, so what I should have done is hit play in Ableton. So I can do that with the Ableton push just down here. Play in Ableton, and then wait for it to start. So it starts late, and then hit play here. See, it's now in sync. Started in the middle. Ooh, beautiful. Oh. You can see it's playing through the Loopcloud plugin here, through the gated splash and the sidechain compression. You can hear the birds in the background noise, the ambience. I love that effect. Anyway, so yes, you can basically, before you, I mean, I haven't actually bought that yet. Before you commit to it, you can decide, do I like it or do I not like it? And then in your project with all the effects and the processing. So I can decide, bazinga, I do like it, and then I can buy it. Buy file, click. Oh, also you can pitch shift it up and down in your project. So you can see now original or processed. So you can basically decide, do you want to download the time stretched, the potentially pitch shifted up and down version that happened in Loopcloud, or so that's the processed, or you can download the original and do your own time stretching. Maybe you want to use, potentially anyway, one of the different time stretching algorithms in, say, Ableton or Logic or whatever you use. So I'm actually going to download the original. Now, the drag and drop is quite difficult to do in a screen recording because of how I like my full screen action. Actually, we'll drag out the process just because saving time and stuff. Zinga! Bingo Bango Bongo, and you can see even with warp off, bazinga! I've dragged and dropped it. Now, as I said, I have actually chosen the processed one, the time stretched one to save time, to save me doing it in this tutorial. So you can see here, bong, copy that across, just like this, boing, just like that. Fantastic, and just keep doing that over and over again. Choose different tags, try a bunch of ideas in your project, and pick something you like, only committing to it once you know it sounds good in your project. So I could, for examples and thing, I could go to down tempo and then maybe instruments, percussion. So I go to percussion, and then I could click loops, loops, loops. Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. Just the volume if need be. Just like that. Now I can go into a button. In fact, I'm going to duplicate that, get rid of these, delete that, and then drag it in from the desktop. Bongo, 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 bongos, not bongos, shakers, different to bongos, and then adjust the levels, just like this. Oh, and you're probably thinking now, multiplier, that's loops. What about one shots? Well, there's a cool trick for that. So let's delete down tempo and change loops to one shots. Now this is super cool. So you know how sounds are either generally loops, so they loop around over and over again, or they're one shots, just a single sound. If they're a one shot, you can basically play it as a loop with this guy down here, the pattern thing. So I can change a pattern to offbeat 1, and I don't know, just the choose finger click. That should be checked to do the job perfectly cool. And now notice as it plays through, it will play through this one shot on the offbeat. I mean, you can choose different patterns, but I chose offbeat. And then, so let's play this. On the offbeat. Super cool. So, and then I like this one, so by far. Oh, I got tangled up in my headphones. Bam, 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 boing. Oh, I dragged it into the wrong place. That's what she said. No, she didn't. Bum, 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 boop, then drag it out. I did the process, so there should be a pattern in this, and there is. Look at that. Don't even need to program it myself. And then I can simply chop it up, and should be good. Boing. And now, so look at this, and I can chop it up and make sure it's good. Freestyle like jazz. Oh, fantastic. And I think this is really good. And it's free. Well, the Loopcloud itself is free. The application, this is free. Whereas the samples you pay for. But of course, you only have to pay for them when you know they work in your tracks. You don't have to buy them and wonder. You can literally test the samples in your track with processing and see if they work, as you just saw, which I think is super good. Also, it's not a subscription basis. So you can basically buy a bunch of credits and then only use them when you want to use them, which I think, again, is super cool. Super cool indeed. My name is Multiplier, and I will catch you guys on the flippity flip.